It had been an ordinary Thursday when Dr. Lina Grey heard the sound that would alter everything. She sat in her dimly lit lab at the Earth's central observatory, her fingers flicking across the keyboard of an old console. Routine. That's all it had been. Until it wasn't. A faint hum pierced through the usual noise of space data. At first, it seemed like just another glitch, an error in the massive network of satellites orbiting the Earth. But then it repeated a soft, rhythmic pulse, unlike anything the team had ever encountered. And it wasn't coming from anywhere within the Milky Way. Lina's breath hitched. She leaned closer, trying to filter out the static. It wasn't just noise. It was a message. A clear signal from Andromeda, humanity's closest galaxy neighbor. Her hands trembled as she ran the decoding algorithm. The message was simple, eerie, and stunning. It was a single phrase, translated automatically into English. "We have been waiting." The moment it hit her, Lina felt a deep chill, as though the universe itself was holding its breath. She immediately contacted the head of the observatory, Dr. Samuel Brooks. The two had worked together for years, but they had never dealt with anything like this. Samuel arrived moments later, still in his pajamas, his face pale from the sudden urgency in Lina's voice. "We've been waiting," Lina repeated, showing him the message. "From Andromeda?" Samuel's voice was low, disbelief heavy in his tone. "Yes," Lina said. "And it doesn't end there. There's more. There's something buried deep within the signal. Something we haven't even begun to understand." They immediately alerted the highest authorities in the world, military, government, and scientific communities. The news spread like wildfire, and within hours, experts gathered to study the message. However, what no one anticipated was the wave of panic that followed. Everyone wanted answers, but no one knew how to interpret the message. The world's leaders convened to discuss how to proceed, each with their own agenda. Some saw the message as a sign of peace, others as a warning. It was a moment of uncertainty that the world had never faced before. What could possibly await them in the vastness of space? Was it a call for help? Or was it something far more dangerous? Soon, a new transmission came through. This one wasn't just a message. It was a countdown. The enemy was coming, and they had already crossed the threshold between galaxies. The countdown was short, only a matter of days. Days turned into weeks as Lina and Samuel tirelessly decoded every piece of the strange transmission. It was clear now that the message was more than a simple greeting. Embedded in the signal, there were coordinates, a set of locations in space, leading to a particular point near the edge of the Andromeda galaxy. It was a puzzle no one had expected to solve. But when the final piece fell into place, the truth began to reveal itself. Humanity was not the first intelligent species to exist in the universe. And the civilization from Andromeda had been waiting for them, not for peaceful contact, but for a reason far darker. Lina's heart pounded as the realization hit her. The ancient civilization that had sent the signal had been lost to time, obliterated by a cataclysmic event. And what was left of them was now trying to warn Earth of an incoming threat, a destructive force that would soon reach their galaxy. The Andromedan race, once advanced and powerful, had died in the wake of this unknown enemy. They had been sending out signals to every civilization in the galaxy, hoping someone would hear them in time. But the most terrifying part. The signal wasn't just a warning. It was a plea for help. And the civilization that had sent it was already gone, leaving only echoes across the stars. Lina and Samuel contacted the world's leaders with the truth. The silence that followed their revelation was deafening. No one knew how to respond. Some were desperate to fight, others too afraid to take any action. Panic spread like wildfire. People had always feared the unknown, but now that fear was real, and it wasn't just some alien species, it was something worse. Then, one day, it happened. A massive energy field appeared just outside the Earth's atmosphere. A shimmering, almost liquid-like force hovered above them, blocking out the stars. And within it, an enormous ship unlike anything humanity had ever seen emerged. The ship's surface seemed alive, shifting and changing shape, its surface covered in symbols that glowed with a cold, alien light. It was clear that these were the invaders, the beings that had wiped out the Andromedan civilization. They were here, and they were not interested in negotiation. Lina and Samuel, now joined by a coalition of global leaders and military commanders, watched in terror as the massive ship loomed closer. There was no way to stop it. No weapon on Earth could reach it, let alone destroy it. But then, something unexpected happened. The ship did not immediately attack. Instead, it sent out a transmission, a message, just like the one from Andromeda. It was brief and chilling: "We are here for what is ours. You are the next." The entire world held its breath. In those final moments, as humanity awaited its fate, Lina made a desperate decision. She realized that the key to survival didn't lie in fighting the invaders. It lay in understanding them. If Earth could unlock the mysteries of the Andromedan civilization, perhaps they could use that knowledge to communicate with the invaders and prevent total annihilation. With the clock ticking, Lina and her team devised a plan, one final attempt to contact the invaders. Through the ancient technology from Andromeda, they tried to send a message back to the invaders, using their own language, hoping that the ancient civilization had left something behind that could help them communicate. The ship paused, as if considering the message. Moments later, a second transmission came through. It was long and cryptic, but it contained one word that would define Earth's future: hope. And just like that, the energy field surrounding Earth disappeared. The ship withdrew, vanishing into the stars, leaving humanity standing at the precipice of a new era. Lina and Samuel stood together, looking out into the sky, unsure of what the future held. But one thing was certain: the Echoes of Andromeda had carried a message of both warning and hope, and now, humanity would have to choose which path to take. The unknown and fear of the other. This story explores humanity's instinctive fear of the unknown. It highlights how fear can drive both rational and irrational decisions. The lesson here is that fear can be powerful, but it should not always dictate our actions. Understanding and knowledge, rather than fear, should guide us. The nature of communication. The story emphasizes the importance of communication, not just as a means of survival, but as a bridge to understanding and connection. The ethical dilemma lies in whether humanity would have ever understood the Andromedan message if they had acted on fear rather than seeking to understand. Hope amidst destruction. The story ultimately shows that even in the face of impending doom, hope can be found, often in the most unexpected places. This underscores the ethical idea that humanity's resilience is what keeps it moving forward, even when everything seems lost.